Hey, lovely people. It is your girl, Kea Simone. I am here with a video, just a quick hit it and quit it. So this is another one of those advice videos. So let's just go ahead and just jump right in. But while we're jumping in, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. So I see there's a few people that are here. Drop your name or just say hello. Let me know you're there. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and just start reading the letter, and then at that point, we can break the letter down. We can give our advice, okay? So let's just go ahead and jump right on into the first letter. So I have two letters tonight. So the first letter is, my friend sent my husband nudes, okay? So you can read along with me, but I'll read it out loud. When we were in our senior year of high school, he was a substitute teacher, and obviously all the girls liked him because he was the only young teacher we had. And I'd be lying if I said that no one tried to flirt with him, because we all did at the time. But he was always professional and never tried anything with us. So that's a good thing. Okay. He and I met again a year after my graduation, and that's when we started dating. At first, my friend used to joke saying things like that I was lucky to have what everyone wanted in high school. And at first, it was funny because things between my husband and I weren't that serious. But then our relationship became like really serious, and I didn't like those jokes anymore. And I let her know. And she stopped. And for years, she never did those kind of jokes again. She got a boyfriend too, so I thought all things she were part of the past. But it was not like that. A few days ago, I was taking pictures of our baby and our dogs with my husband's phone. Uh-oh. Since his phone is 1,000 times better than mine. And at the moment, he received a DM from an anonymous Instagram account. So I opened and I didn't like what I saw at all, because it was a video of my friend touching herself. Uh-oh. At first, I was too naive and thought, well, maybe she sent it to the wrong person. But then she said something like she was mad that he blocked her main account, and asked him if he had liked the other videos, which means that she sent him other videos from her main account. So I found the chat, and yes, he had blocked her, but the chat was still there, which means he can see those pics and videos whenever he wants. And just thinking about it makes me feel really sick. In the chat, she confessed that she has always been in love with him, and that her boyfriend doesn't satisfy her because she can only think about him, and that she knows that lately he's not having much fun, and if he wants, she can give him a hand without anyone knowing. Ooh. And that hurt me so much, because a few weeks ago we talked about how I felt ashamed of having sex again because I gave birth 2 months ago and I feel insecure about my body. But I told her that as good friends that I thought we were, because I expected to give me advice on something. I don't know. I didn't expect her to try to. I had to blank that word out. My husband. And the only thing my husband told her was that she was crazy, that he was going to show me that chat so that I can see who she really is. And then he blocked her. But it's been a few days and he never showed me those chats. And that makes me think that maybe he liked those pics and videos. So I confronted him. And he told me that he doesn't even care about her, and that he didn't tell me anything about those messages because he didn't know how to tell me, because he thought that finding out about that could have been bad for me. I had only, sorry, I had a really bad time during my pregnancy, and he has always been very concerned about my health ever since. So that's why he said that. And he told me that's why he locked himself in the office every time she came to visit us, because she makes him feel uncomfortable. Then I asked him if he thinks our sex life is boring, and he said no, that he's satisfied and that he didn't mind not having sex for weeks, because what we had, but when we had sex, it felt like the first time. Okay, that's good. And hearing that was really nice, but I can't stop thinking about why he didn't delete the chat. He says it was so he can show me when he's ready, but I don't know. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this letter? What do you guys think? Do you think what do you guys think? What advice she wants to know what to do? So just give me a minute to see who's here. Hey, Shantika F. Country Mama in the house. Just thank you for stopping by. Hey, Lawana. So, let's just get back into this letter. So, yeah, it's really weird that her friend would just. Okay, so it seemed like the girl was never her friend. So this is like word to the wise. You know, you can't trust like people with your man. Because sometimes your own family members will do you dirty. So you got to be real careful when you're sharing intimate advice, like, you know, not intimate advice, intimate information with your friends or any female, period. So that's what counseling is for. Go get you a counselor, go get you a therapist, get you someone to help you, you know, through navigate through these times. So it just sounds like basically she just had the baby. She said a few months ago. So she was taking pictures of her new baby. So, you know, during that time, you know, you're not supposed to be having sex, you know, and a lot of people go through postpartum depression, and, you know, there's a lot of changes. So I get, you know, why she's, you know, feeling, you know, different about herself, the writer of this letter. But yeah, that's not your friend. And so immediately in that friendship with that young lady, because she is not your friend. I know that's not the question you asked, but you want to know why did your husband save the pictures? So I don't think he was going back to watch them. I think he wanted to keep it as proof, because why would he block her, and then now she's checking for him in a different she created a whole nother Instagram account. Do you know how tedious that is to create a whole account? Even for business purposes, I hate creating accounts. So this woman was trying to get your man from day one. But, you know, when you checked her about it earlier on, she still had those feelings. She just stopped doing it in front of your face. So I don't think in this case that your husband is being shady. Yeah, he should have told you right away, but you did mention in the letter that you've been going through some things and he just didn't want to, you know, address it. But I'm kind of like, I don't agree with, you know, totally with what he did, but I don't think he was trying to mess with her based on what you're saying in his letter. But the thing about it is that he's letting you continue to be her friend. So if you wouldn't have found the pictures, then, you know, this girl's hanging out with you. This sounds like some, you know, the movie Single White Female. This is almost what this sounds like. It sounds like Single White Female. Like, basically, you know, she's, it just sounds like Single White Female to me. Like, she's, you know, in the background, and, you know, what if she would have did something crazy, or, you know, try to hurt you or harm you? You know, I know that's the extent, but people are crazy these days. So he could have said something like, hey, that's not your friend, or I don't feel comfortable when she comes around, or you might want to be mindful. And at that point, he could have, you know, gave you a little bit, you know, more information if you asked. But yeah, I don't think that's cool when you don't tell me that that's not my friend, because again, you continue this friendship with her. So I just don't think he was trying to, you know, go back and look at the videos. I think he just wanted proof that he did not respond. because none of the messages that you stated that indicated that he was communicating with her, when you looked at the thread. So Luana said, block the friend, have hubby info change, and fight for your marriage. Yeah, fight for your marriage. Like I said, at this point, have you ever had any, reason to not trust him? If you haven't had a reason to trust him, distrust him, then, she's just a special type of woman. But she lets you know who she was earlier on when she knew you guys were together and she was, being inappropriate. So just take that. The main thing I want you to take away from this is that be careful who you tell your business to. That's just period. Anything, because there's always someone that, might be trying to, come in and just destroy what you got. So that's all I have for that letter. So let's just move on. Guys, did you like that letter? If you like the letter, drop in the comments. Yes, you like the letter, because I think that was a pretty cool one. Let's jump into letter 2. Okay, so this one is, I'm going to add this one to the stream. So this one says, am I ready to be in a relationship? So she says she's a 33-year-old female. She's been in a relationship for 3 years. She said they've had their ups and downs, and they both have baggage. So yeah, lady, most people have baggage when they come into a relationship. So then she goes on to say, my personal biggest issue is that I'm becoming increasingly insecure. When we first got together, he was very open and honest with me. But then after a year together, a few white lies occurred. What are white lies? I mean, just asking. We need to know that. She went on to say he was very open and honest with me. But then after a year together, okay, I read that part. I'm sorry. So he promised never to lie to me again, and told me he's never been so sure about anybody. Okay. He said other things too, like he likes to rush into things, etc. Didn't happen though, and he's never felt this way before. Okay. That's just scary when people say they've never felt the way before, but that's just my opinion. The past 2 years have been quite challenging. Last year, he even told me he wasn't that bothered about being in a relationship. This was jaw-dropping to me. And months prior to that, he had told me he was thinking of proposing to me, but I spoiled it. He became accustomed to ending things or threatening to end things after every argument, and it really did a number on me emotionally. Eventually, he told me he only said that he wasn't bothered about a relationship as we were having hard times. I admit I got pretty crazy for a while. Something I've sorted since, as I don't want to lose him. The last 7 or 8 months, things have improved greatly. He is putting so much effort into things and doing so much for me. He still, after 3 years, rings and texts me all day long when we aren't together. He will do my chores for me when he comes over. He'll take me places, as I'm still a nervous driver long distance. I passed the test 4 months ago. So put a pin in that part because we want to go back and discuss that. But I can't shake the feeling like something isn't right. I keep referring back to the past in my thoughts on a daily basis. I keep wondering why he isn't eager to get engaged to me. He got engaged after 8 months in the last relationship. I know comparisons are pointless. I know I need to put the past to bed. But I am riddled with anxiety, and it's making me pushy, telling him if he doesn't plan on living with me in the not too distant future, that I don't want us to be together. Naturally, he says he does want to live with me, but he'll talk about the future as if he'll be living alone, and makes me feel horrible. I'm in a consistent battle not to bring certain things up, as he's basically told me to stop mentioning the past and is like bottling up anger. One day it all comes out in an explosion, and he ends up screaming at me and telling me we'll never live together if this is how it will be. He said never. I get annoyed anytime I think of how he was so quick to get engaged to his ex, but not me. He has also gained so much confidence this past year or so, which is strangely making me lose mine. He won't leave the house with so much as a strand of hair out of place, and he literally looks in the mirror all the time. He's a good looking man, and I thought we were a good match 3 years ago, but as his confidence grew and mine virtually disappeared, I will feel like he thinks he's better than me, and it makes me pushy and keep stating I want marriage, etc., even though he already knows. Am I too immature to maintain a healthy relationship? Could my insecurity have caused? Okay, that's the end of that letter. Oh, I thought it was. No, we got one more page. So she said she also had a dream last week that he cheated on me, something I've never worried about before. He also went from saying it's strange that some couples let each other go through each other's phones to them telling me if I need to look at his phone is there for me to see. I inadvertently discovered he had a Snapchat account back in 2020. He claimed that he never used it and doesn't even remember setting it up. He did try to get his password while I was there with him using both his email accounts and his mobile number. And it said it didn't recognize any of them. So I don't know what to think about that. He's never had the time to physically cheat on me, as he is either with me or on the phone with me. But I'm well aware there's always a possibility he chats to people online. He told me at the start of our relationship, men and women can't be friends, and he deems talking behind his back to be cheating. He said he wouldn't go, he would ghost me if I did anything like that. So I know he thinks talking to others behind your partner's back is unacceptable relationship. There's is probably way more to tell, but this is already too long. Thanks to anyone who reads it. Okay, so first, let's go here. He's playing games with her, okay? So what do you guys think? Let me know what should she do, because I have my own thoughts about this letter. So with this part right here, she's 33. So I'm assuming that he's probably around that same age. So if you're 33 and you're still ghosting someone, that shows his immaturity level. So not only are you not fit for this relationship, he's not fit. Because why is he gonna ghost you? He's too old to be ghosting someone. That's what the little people do. Y'all grown. So it sounds like he's playing mind games with you. So this sounds like a lot of this is bad behavior, because he's telling you one thing, but his actions are showing another thing. And that's like that dangling the carrot in front of you. He knows what you want. So every time there's an argument, he's telling you, well, you're not going to get that because it's you. So he's making you feel like that it is you, but it's really him. So every time something goes wrong, he's like, see, if you wouldn't have did that, okay, this would have happened. See, you're the problem why we're not getting engaged. Why would you tell somebody, oh, I was thinking about proposing to you? Who does that? Either you are or you're not. So Shantika F says she should move on. He's doing too much. He is. He's doing too much. Everyone else, what do you guys think? Like, I think he's playing games. I think he's running games on her because she came into the relationship okay, because a guy can damage you. In this relationship, he sounds like he's damaged her. Like she said, he's a nice looking guy, and the more time that they've spent together, that she feels like she's less than. Because if we don't have the extent of those arguments, but arguments can go from 1 to 10 real quick. So it sounds like he's beating her down. He's making her feel like, it's always her fault why they're breaking up, and that's unhealthy. This is emotional abuse that she is experiencing, because every time we get into an argument, we're breaking up. Like, how many times are you breaking up? You have to get a backbone, sis, and say, hey, it's over. Like, I'm not gonna, you don't have the opportunity or the option to come back when you feel like it, because I'm, sure he probably, like, oh, okay, I'll do better, or, he just weasel his way back in her life. So it's time for her to move on, like Shantika F said. 3 years, this has been a long time. And then, he's at the beginning, she says that he said that he never felt this way about another woman. I don't believe that, because he was engaged. He was engaged to someone else. Yeah. So I had to block someone. So yeah, I just think that he's playing games. Because again, a guy, I always tell women, when a guy first meets you and he's giving you too much, you want to be cautious. Like when a guy be like, I want you to be my wife, and he's only known you 2 months. How do you want me to be your wife if you've only known me 2 months? Or guys that, back in the day, they will be like, I want you to be the mama, the mother of my child. Who wants to be a baby mama? But they would say that back in the day. Like, I don't know if they still do that, because I'm older now, but you just come in, I guess that's supposed to let the woman know that he really wants you, or he make you feel special. So he came in making her feel special when he was like, I've never met anyone like you. So if he never met anyone like you, why is he emotionally abusing you? So yeah, it's time for her to move on. Because there's a lot of things that's going on in this letter. And I want to just say, if you feel something is not right, usually it's not. Because that's some foolishness. You gotta Snapchat. Someone created a Snapchat for you, but you can't get in. If you know it's not you, you're like, oh my gosh, somebody hacked me. So that was not in the letter. So he know that's his Snapchat. And she may want to get a little bit more, I ain't gonna say smarter, but you could create another email that no one knows about. So I just created an email the other day for my other business. It's easy to go on Yahoo and create another account. So for him those are the 2 emails you knew about. So yeah, trust your gut, ladies. When you feel something is not right, trust your gut. She said she can't shake something that's not right. It's not, because that's, again, he's abusing you. Yeah, Trey Mack said, baby, just let it go. Yes, let it go, sis. But sometimes, because you're in a relationship for 3 years, she wants that ring. So I just let the ring go, because again, it's it's easy to get in a marriage, but it's hard to get out. So you don't want to just marry this guy because you feel like you put in so much work, and you like, I don't want to, a lot of times we do that as women. I don't know if men do that. Trey Mac, do you guys do that? Put in work and feel like that you should just stay because of the years, the time? I think that she keep mentioning the years and the time and everything that, she doesn't want to let go. So she says that she's too immature to maintain healthy relationships. I think she needs to do work. And maybe she need to go seek some, that's gonna be my favorite saying. Y'all probably like, why is she always sending someone to counseling? It's okay to go to counseling. I still have a counselor on standby. Do I see him often? No, because there's, not a reason for me to see him often, but when there's life changes and things that I just need to, run by him, and we just sit down and, talk. But yeah, that's a good thing. And also that goes back to the first letter that I read, because sometimes you can't trust people, and sometimes people have biased opinions. And again, counselor, that's safe. And Trey Mack said, yeah, he said he's been there, done that. So I guess men do it too. But yeah, it's time for her to move on. So I don't know, guys, do you guys like the letters? I know you guys are, support me because I'm Kea Simone, but do you guys want to see more letters coming? Let me know. Also, I'll be taking letters. The email is in my bio if you just want to send a letter, or someone else that needs advice. Feel free to send it to the email that's in my bio, and I can read the letter. I always keep the names anonymous. So again, just let me know why you guys are still here. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment if you have not. So again, let me know if you guys like the advice, the letters, and stuff like that. I'm just trying to create some new content, because again, I'm not a real big fan of all the reality shows. It gets sometimes draining. So I just wanted to try something else. Let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and head out of here because I haven't had dinner yet. So I'm going to have a late dinner. So thank you guys. Look forward to make sure you guys come over to CMK tomorrow night. So CMK is tomorrow. That's with Crystal, Misha, and myself. We just cut loose. We have a good old time. If you haven't been over to a CMK yet, make sure you come to CMK. We get dialed up, we just kick it, we just have girl talk, we just have real good girl talk, and that's when I bring out the silly side. So yeah, CMK Ladies Lounge is every Friday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Central, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. That's when the party goes down. Go ahead and put your favorite drink, your favorite beverage on ice, and we can just get it going. Also, I still haven't changed the price from Pain to Love. That's my book, From Pain to Love, My Heart Belongs to Him by Kea Simone. You can still get your copy for $10. Again, you can get it and give it to someone else. You can get a couple of copies and we can do a book club because I'll be doing more dramatic readings also. Before I leave, Trey Mack says she's definitely not telling the whole story, though. There's more to her inconsistencies than she's letting on. I know, but that's how it is in life. You know how people will be mad at someone. And that's why I tell people, stop jumping on the bandwagon if you don't have all the facts, because you'll never know all the facts. They always say it's his story, her story, and then the truth. Somewhere in the middle, there's some truth. So yeah, she did leave out a lot, but based on what she said, he's playing games, because again, what at over 33, you shouldn't be ghosting anyone. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Good night, guys. Until next time, peace.